What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show tonight. You got me, Stacking Surfer, and you got Silver Heist here as our guest. You guys, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you've seen us both make history with the flowing hair privy pull. Okay,
Thanks
so we did do that.
And somebody,
yeah, I don't know, someone really lucky pulled that one, and
that was
basically
great,
bailed everybody else out.
for sure. So thank you for that, and my quarter-ounce gold eagle thanks you.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's awesome. So,
Great.
you know, it's always fun to have something really pull off and work for everybody. So anyway, guys, we got a good show tonight. All right, we're going to talk about silver. We're going to be talking about what's in this.
Great.
And I've got another really cool silver thing right here. I'm going to show you guys in a little bit.
Cool.
And we got a third one that's really cool.
And then I have this 5 ounces of silver. I have 5 ounces there, and then here I have 2 ounces from Singapore.
Ooh, yeah.
Mysterious. I'm not sure we can look at that, but we can talk about it a little bit.
No, that'd be great. So, yeah. Just a second, guys. Sorry.
No worries.
Ellie's applying for the apartment.
All right, so
yeah, I don't see anything wrong on there.
Is everyone excited? So I'll just talk over while they.
Sorry, guys.
I told my wife, like, the door is closed. I put like post-it notes. I put post-it notes on my door, like my when I'm like down at my kitchen table or my kitchen island. I put a post-it note on my main entrance, like "Do not disturb," and I just don't explain why.
It just doesn't always work out, you know. Sometimes we try, so
that's okay.
All right, guys. So here's what I want to kind of talk about Silver Heist today. So, you know, there's a lot of conversations going on around gold price. Is it about to crash back down to some level, or are we going to get to 4,000 already? Because that's what a lot of people have been talking about. Same with silver. We never quite got to $40, and we've had it pull back a little bit, and now it's kind of being, both metals are being springy today. So there's a lot that's being talked about with the Federal Reserve. Are they going to lower interest rates next month? And there was anticipation, and then our hopes were broken. And this is what the Fed does. Yeah. The Fed won't tell you what they're going to do. They'll just put little hints out, and they'll wait to see what the market does. And then they'll come back and clarify things. So, we got a lot of different things that are out there, but silver is one of the hot metals right now. People are trying to figure out, okay, is it going to go up? What's it going to do? And I did an interview with Kevin from North Star Charts on Wednesday morning, and I put that out yesterday. And one of the things he was showing me is that it's not impossible for silver to hit $500. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to hit $500. It's kind of a long shot. That's like a 10x, guys. It's at more than a 10x, but it has done that in the past. It did in the 80s. It did even a much bigger swing up. So I always tell people on my channel, don't go buy silver to try to get rich. Don't go buy silver to try to figure out how to play the market. It is such a hard one to predict the price of, and it's one of those things that's so highly manipulated that I know a lot of people that bought in the 80s and even in 2011, they're still waiting to get up above what they paid for it. But what I wanted to do is get your take on silver, and then I want to dive into what's the best silver eagle to look at. And I also want to show what got me started into stacking as well for people. But when you look at everything silver going on right now, what are your thoughts around silver in general? Is it something that you like to stack? Is it something that you only go for the least expensive? Do you get fun things? But tell us a little bit about your stacking with silver, and then, where do you think things are going to go? Maybe not necessarily a price prediction unless you want to give one. Right. But what do you think is going to happen this year?
Good things. So I did a video like literally 14 days ago, and I said 39-day warning for silver and gold stackers. And basically what I looked at was that there was going to be a big announcement on rates on September, whatever it is. It's 25 days now. So whatever that comes out to, like September 20th. He's not exactly
around the 18th to the 20th.
Yeah. Then there's another one around October 10th and another one early mid-December. So basically I looked at that Fed Watch tool and I saw I reported in the video that a huge high percentage of people saw a rate cut coming in September, and then another one in October. Like, you know, it's like 80+% saw it coming in September. Yep. And then half thought October would be another one, and then December would be another one. So I saw like 3 rate cuts in a row before the end of the year, and there hadn't been any rate cuts in this calendar year at all. Mm-hmm. And so last year, right before the election, there was the first one, and I followed up with a couple more. And I think that was fuel for what we've experienced in gold and silver this year. So I don't usually make predictions, but like, to me, I think the Fed has a big impact on things. And I just saw, like, you know, if gold has been very stable for 6 months, it's, well, the rates haven't changed. And, you know, threat of war and lack of threat of war has kind of come and gone. And so things have been kind of stable for like 6 months. And I think these next 3 months, I think it's going to be fuel for all the fires. So whether you're in the NASDAQ or in silver or gold, I think it's going to be fuel for all those fires.
I think so too. I think, you know, a lot of people were told, because MSNBC mentioned things like this on, you know, on their stock channel and stuff, but they talked about gold being heavily related to the wars. And the thing with gold is we did see it spike when these wars started, right, but then a couple of weeks later it settled back down. So, you know, don't count on gold making major changes, in my opinion, based on whether we have peace or a war. Right. Those are like knee-jerk reactions. But the Fed, different story. Now we're talking finances. For sure. And if they start printing a bunch of money, which essentially is going to start happening when they lower rates down, I think we're going to see things run. And so I'm not positive they are going to lower rates. Okay. I know a lot of people are talking about that. I think they should be raising them. I still don't think we've had enough pain in the market. And when you don't have pain in the market, you end up having crashes because you get euphoria. So what I'm concerned about is that they do lower rates. We see a big melt off top with the stock market, and then we see a massive crash afterwards. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you if it's going to happen or not, but I do get concerned when I see the euphoria in the market today, based on the idea that maybe they will cut rates now. Right. And all of a sudden, like, everything's up a lot.
It is today.
And, yeah. So
did silver hit 39 today? I think it did.
It did.
Can you show a chart, or can you talk to a chart? Because I think we hit some big numbers.
I can pull up a chart here. Yeah. So let me pull up Kitco real quick.
Because I'm not sure we've cracked 39. And I think we did today.
It isn't at the moment. We closed off of 5 cents, but it may have hit it earlier today.
I think it did.
Okay.
Because Sal probably had a video. 39. So I think it did hit 39. But I can double check. But I'm looking.
I've got it right here. So all right, let me just share my screen with you guys real quick.
But gold's still below 3,400.
Yes.
So yeah, so Ricky's house of something or other says 39.13.
All right, we got to press the right button. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going to add that to the stage.
Nice.
We're going to scroll it up just a little bit for you guys. So where did we hit here? It looks like we hit.
How does it shrink? Yeah, it's pretty close. 38.98. There you go.
So look at this. This is 30-minute chart, guys. So every 30 minutes is a different candle. Okay. And it looks like the top we got up to was about here.
Must have guessed 39. So 38.99. I'll call it.
Yeah, 30. You'll see it right here, right underneath the U.S. and the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
It says 39.05
for the high for the day.
So it hit that. It came down, and then it bounced a little bit.
There you go.
And it looks like they wanted to hurry and short a little bit to make sure we didn't stay at 39.
And when was the jump? 10, 11, noontime? There must have been a
Pacific.
What's that?
It looks like 10 o'clock Pacific.
All right, so 1 o'clock Eastern. So I think the Fed had a big meeting today, and he had some public statements, and whether that happened live or whether it got quickly reported, whatever the deal was, like, that's the trigger right there. It's a one-day trigger. It can always give back, but that's the trigger. So the Fed is a trigger for sure. So
let's just see. Oh,
Fed statement today. It was kind of like the what's it called? Brother.
All right, so here's AI, guys. AI is going to get us the quick synopsis here. Fed Chair Jerome Powell today signaled the possibility of upcoming interest rate cuts, noting that slowing job growth in the labor market may outweigh inflation concerns, though he gave no specific timing. He also announced a new, simpler inflation targeted policy framework, okay, and a bunch of other stuff. So, here's my thought on this, Silver Heist, too, is, I get concerned when I see this because people might see this weekend in FOMO and feel like they need to hurry and go buy a bunch.
Right.
And the reality is the Fed did not give us an indication of whether he's going to lower it in September or not. So if he does not lower it in September, so
right, I know.
If people think it's going to go lower in September, we're going to see the price go up over $40.
Right, I know. So I looked at the Fed Watch tool before we jumped up. So whenever the September thing was, 84% think it's going to drop by 25 basis points. And this is speculation, but this is interpretation. Zero Hedge headline at 12:20 Eastern today. September rate cut in the bag. Wall Street reacts to Powell's dovish swan song. So I'm not sure the Fed Watch tool jumped up much from my 2 weeks ago. I don't remember in my video where it was at, but it was in the 80s, and now it's not 99% today.
No, I think that's higher than what it was.
It's like 84%. It could have been 81 2 weeks ago or 87%. So it's all hovering in the high 80s that they think. So Zero Hedge likes to jump the gun. So in the bag was their analysis, but it's behind a paywall, so I can't really see it.
Yeah.
Some of the best articles I can't read. I can only read the headlines.
Well, I saw a great meme from Jim Cramer on Palantir.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. I don't know if I'm going to find it here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, what it was is that there's this idea out there of the reverse Kramer index. So,
sure. Is he excited right now?
Anyway, he said you got to hurry and buy like a week ago Palantir, and the stock has basically gone down. I think it was like 20%. It's probably up a little bit today.
Yeah,
he crashed it. But anytime I hear someone say it's in the bag,
I know
that's an indicator that you should be cautious in my book. And so,
if your barber says it's in the bag,
yeah, there you go.
Bad. But if Zero Hedge says it's in the bag, they're at least paying attention
for sure.
But they like to sort of make headlines.
They do. So you can't rule it out. So all I'm going to say, guys, is between now and the time that the Fed makes that announcement, it's going to be volatile because there's probably going to be some indicators that it may go up or down a little bit. The Fed may leak a little bit of information here and there. If we don't have the rate cut, it might still be okay if the Fed indicates that we're still going to have rate cuts this year and they just need a little bit more. It'll still probably be okay. But if they don't do a rate cut and they indicate they're not going to be, it's going to take more time or the job numbers look better or something like that, then, you're going to see things go down. However, if they do a rate cut and they signal that they're going to continue to do more of them, I think we're going to be going way above 40 for silver. And I think we're going to get back up to 3,500 on gold, in a pretty short time and definitely by the end of the year.
Right.
We might even be able to get to $4,000 gold if we have those 3 rate cuts.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the news of the day. And I thought it was pretty interesting because I had to go look and see the percentage gain because it was such a steep climb right after he said things. I'm like, how much is that?
And what was it? Was it
for gold? It was about 1%.
Okay.
And for silver, it was about 1.8%.
Okay.
Increase,
yeah.
Which are still good moves.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
I think Sal has 2%. 2% is a surge, but anything else is respectable. And maybe he feels very comfortable when there's a 2% movement to call it a surge or a plunge. Right? So it could go up 2 or just -2 or +2. It's gonna move. So the whole point with my 39-day warning wasn't jump on it, but not sleep on it. you have 40 days to get your next order in. So I'm not saying put 4 orders in if you're on a 1 order a month pace, but like I wouldn't skip September is sort of my advice. Like if you're on a monthly deal, don't skip September, skip October and but don't buy September if it's not in your budget. But like I think now is a good time. I don't think you'll be hurt buying a normal purchase, not like
exactly
taking everything that's not nailed down and running to the store. Like don't like take everything that's not nailed down and plunge it into the deal. But I think don't skip your routine.
I would second that, because to me, I don't think the backing up the truck happens unless we go below 30 or we go above 50. Right. If we get above 50, there is no resistance above that. There is no other all-time high. We've blown past it.
Right.
And if you look at silver based on inflation, not on the actual number, there's a couple different numbers I hear, but it's triple digits. Mm-hmm. So having it go from 50 to 100 may not be all that difficult for it to do. But yeah, to your point, I like to dollar cost average. I'm always, picking up a little bit of stuff. So I wanted to show, everybody what I picked up here.
Please.
And what I'm going to do is
I'm going to get some water if that's okay.
Okay, perfect. We'll do this.
I'll be right back.
You guys real quick. So this was one of the craziest things I've gotten from the Mint recently, because I didn't know if it was actually going to come in or not. Almost just came out. So there's the 250th anniversary United States Army American Eagle 1 ounce silver proof coin. Okay. So they come in these boxes, right, guys? I feel like these boxes are like $20. It's like what they charge you for these things because of the price. But we're going to open this up. So it also then comes, it has a sleeve. It basically comes in the box. A lot of you guys probably know what these are. All right. So here's the tricky thing. I tried to order 2 of these. My friend OC Stacker, I didn't know if he was going to be around or not, and he wasn't responding to my text in the morning. So I ordered one for my house, and then I hurried and set up my wife an account with the U.S. Mint, and I had sent one to his house. Okay. And anyway, it showed like everything went through after kind of fighting the Mint a little bit. And then what ended up happening is they canceled my order, and they kept my wife's order and sent it to OC's house. And I guess he just wasn't responding to me that day for whatever reason, but he ordered one too, and it showed up at his house. So you're not supposed to get 2 that go to the same house necessarily, but it did happen. But here's the COE.
Nice.
And then there's some specs for you guys. If you want to pause it, you can look at that later.
All right. So it's proof and 1 ounce.
Proof in 1 ounce. There you go. Let's see. Does it say the mintage on there? I don't know if it does. Usually don't know.
Really? No, I don't think they usually show mintage.
And then you've got the certificate of authenticity right there, the COA.
So Christy, what's the name? That's the new acting director?
Christy McNally.
Christy McNally is the new acting director. Okay, good.
So I guess I need to put these things on to see what I'm doing.
There you go.
We're joining the club here.
There we go.
All right. So this is the cool little case it comes into. And I feel like they charge you about $20 for the casing on these things. There you go. There's the coin with the privy.
All right. So it's got a W mint mark.
Yep. So.
And a privy.
All right.
Had you looked at it before?
I have opened it before, but I haven't looked at it too closely. Let's see if I can get it. I think
pretty mirror-y.
I mean, that is, you can see really well there. It's very much a mirror.
Yeah, because I think I've seen some videos where there were some smudges or, God forbid, a milk spot in the mirror. So I think you dodged a bullet.
Well, I see a little something on the back here. Let's look. The front looks pretty good. The back, I see a little black flick right here on the other side on here by the eagle's head.
Okay, I do see something there. Yeah.
So,
but I'm not sure if it's the capsule.
Yeah, they're both on the capsule. So that's good.
All right. So that looks great.
And always check these. Here, I'll bring you up this way. always check your coins from the mint, because we have had problems with those before. We've had people that do have either smudges on them, or they'll end up with, the other issue I've seen is it was almost like, it looked like a hairline fracture, but it wasn't. It was like a scratch through it.
So did that effectively sell out?
This effectively sold out.
And so I saw other YouTube headlines and stuff. So what was the deal with because if you jump through all the hoops and my thing's been ordered, now you had a backup to the backup, but if you put all your eggs in well, I placed my order, done, and then it got canceled, you're out of luck.
You are. So the day of, it was hard getting through to even do it. It kept resetting everybody's timer. Once you got in there and you went through the whole process, it took a while to even get the confirmation email. Right. And then what happened is because I think it was about a month and a half, maybe 2 months before the time it was shipping, everybody's order that I know of all of a sudden switched from, I forget the term they used, but it basically said pending.
Processing. Pending.
Yeah, it was pending.
Pending.
And then I got one of them that canceled out completely. And
explanation?
No explanation whatsoever.
Crazy.
And then the other thing that happened with it is they basically, you didn't know if you were getting the coin until the day of, pretty much.
Because the other shoe could drop. You've already got one confirmation denied, or lack of confirmation. You got oh yeah, you've been canceled. And then the other one, you just hope you got to wait for the shipping confirmation.
You do.
So did it come mail? It wasn't special FedEx, was it? Was it mail?
No, I'd have to look over there, but I think I think it was set up on regular mail, and because it was my wife's account, it was new. It wasn't the free shipping.
Yeah, sure.
So it was a little bit different.
Steve Bassett is saying that the gold sunflower sold out in 3 hours.
That one was cool. I was thinking about getting one of those, and the universe just did not help me out on that.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm flying to Brazil in a little bit, and lucky for me, I get to fly business class for work when it's more than a 9-hour flight. The downside is it tied up everything I was going to use on my credit card with buying that coin.
Right.
And they had to rebook the flight, so it ended up hitting my credit card for $12,000 that I don't get for a couple weeks. So
I know. I'll tell a story. I work for a company, and they hired someone in Southern California, young guy, his second job out of college, and we were paid monthly. And so he was living in Southern California, and he was traveling. He was traveling from LA to San Diego. So he got miles or rent a car, all reimbursable, but no company credit card. And stayed in hotels in San Diego and rung up all these credit card bills and hadn't seen one paycheck. And his dad was like, "Are you sure you got a real job?"
Yeah, seriously.
And then they you submit the receipts, 2 weeks later, you got the money. But when you're paid once a month and you're fronting your company money, it's crazy.
Guys, it can be nuts.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my case with this. So I've got to and then I've been so busy this week, I haven't even had time to fill out my expense report and stuff. But the good news is, though, I get the miles for it, right? I get the benefit of putting it on my card. But anyway,
we had a poor guy. We had a poor guy did 4 weeks in a row, and then he was working so hard, he didn't have time to do expense reports, so he didn't show up for the 5th week. He's like, you know what? I'm not going the 5th week. I need to do my expense reports. So it's eventually it's crazy.
Yeah,
you got to get paid.
It can be totally crazy. Okay, I'm going to show you guys another screen here real quick. Okay, let's pull this up. But that was a cool coin. The thing though is it's a very expensive coin, because I'm going to show that in a second here. But here we go. This is what I kind of wanted to show you guys. So let me make sure it's on the screen for you. Okay, guys. So check this out. So basically these were $105 coins. We can look that up on eBay in a second to see what they're going for. But let's see. I guess it's not going to let me scroll over here on the right. You guys will just have to look down at the bottom here. But the mintage limit is 100,000.
It says currently unavailable.
Yeah. So, and well, that's weird. They have lifted the household limit. Okay. It used to be limited to 1. And it says product limit is to 100,000. So, my understanding is that means that they will probably be making 100,000. Whereas if I search in here for the flowing hair silver coin, and we go to this, they've actually upped the price.
75,000 and 50,000.
Or actually, no, I think we paid 105 for these things. Anyway.
Okay.
So 75,000 was their limit, but they only produced 50.
Right.
So they could come out with another production run.
Sure.
Is what they could do, and they could make another 25,000.
Right.
So that's just something to be aware of, guys. And then I don't know that they produce. There's the privy that we pulled, the privy mark. I don't know that it tells anywhere on here. We'd have to look up somewhere else, and I'm not sure where that would be to find out how many. Oh, here we go. That's it. So they were going to make 1,794 for the year that they produced the coin originally.
Right.
We don't actually know if they actually produced all of those.
But what do we know? We know you held one.
We do. I did hold one, and we graded that puppy, and we turned it in from $105 up to about, I think it was like $6,700 or something like that.
That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome.
And who helped us?
Well, I wouldn't have even bought it if it wasn't for Silver Heist reaching out.
Well, no, not that, but who helped us market it to the public at the end?
Oh, yeah. So Tangible Investments, I've done a couple videos with those guys. I'll have another one coming out on Monday. But Sil, the owner of Tangible Investments, the really cool story for all you guys, and there'll be some other cool videos coming out soon here with him. He's the co-founder of PCGS. So he actually created the entire grading set that they originally had for all the different coins, and worked through with a few other people on his team to do that. And so the guy knows grading, and we took the coin over to him, and he said, this looks flawless. So it should be a 70. And the next morning they actually walk it in.
Right.
And if the
co-founder, hello, Sil.
If the co-founder walks it into PCGS, how long do you think it takes to get it graded?
Oh, that was good. It's not like they graded it nicer. They just moved it quicker.
They do it quicker. So we had it back in 24 hours graded, and then they took it to
the Baltimore Coin Show.
Yeah, it was the Baltimore Coin Show, and they had one person that was interested. I think they had someone online that had some interest in it, but we turned down that price, and then I think they sold it there at the coin show, if I remember correctly. I could have it wrong, but originally someone had offered $4,000 for it, and we held out, and we ended up getting really close to $7,000 for it. And after the fees, there were 5 of us that participated in kind of this fun, let's call it a workplace lottery.
Yeah.
And each of us was able to walk away with about $1,000.
And there was some money for consignment for the guy who sold it.
Exactly.
There was money for him, for sure.
So commissions to Tangible. There was money for OC that ran it around and got it all taken care of.
Well, I got to keep my silver medal.
Yep.
Because mine wasn't a privy, so I got to keep mine, and you gave up yours. So I don't know.
And I think Paulie Buck had an extra one, if I remember correctly. So I ended up buying that one from him.
Oh, good.
And it worked out. So everybody ended up getting one without a privy. I don't have them in front of me, but I do have a graded MS-70. So I got that one graded, and I got a gold one that was graded too. That was kind of my gold splurge.
You bought a gold flowing hair.
Flowing hair, I did.
Wow.
So I've got them in matching cases, and that'll be kind of an investment.
Look who just showed up, sir.
Uh-oh, Yankees in the house, guys.
There we go.
So,
hello, Mr. Yankee. Thank you. For
2 guys he's actually met in person. So
I know, isn't that crazy?
I'm going to be coming up to see Yankee again at the end of September, and for Yankee, I'm going to be bringing my son with me. So you'll get to meet little Surfer, except that he's like way taller than I am. I don't know what happened to me. Somehow I don't know.
That's all right.
I don't have the heights. I don't have the heights or the jumps. I just got the brains.
I met Yankee either in 2020 or 2021. I'm not sure. It could have been fall of 2020 when people finally could go out to restaurants and have a burger, something like that.
You guys went to dinner or lunch?
Yeah, we met at and my wife came with me. We went to Tim's shop, and totally different than it looks in a video. Totally different. But I didn't know there was such a thing as a Tim's attic or anything like that, like an upstairs. You know, I just saw the entranceway. So we met Tim and Yankee, and Yankee had this great thing in 2020 but then COVID hit and it was a total postal disaster. But it worked out in the end. He sent a cigar box with like 1 coin in it. And he had a list of 10 guys in Canada and 10, one in Canada and 10 in the US. And we would mail it to, he mailed it to Canada. So like Yankee seeded it with like 5 coins. He mailed it to Canada. The guy in Canada would take 1 coin and then put 2 coins back in. And then it would go to someplace else. And so eventually it moved all around the country. But with the postal service being wicked slow, it's like, thank our lucky stars, it was not lost. But it was risky to send, because eventually this grew. It could have grown to like 50 ounces of silver and, you know, a 1/4 ounce of gold. And you send it to a guy who seems like a good guy on YouTube, but now all of a sudden he's holding your 50 ounces of silver and a 1/4 ounce of gold. He's supposed to send it to the next guy. So you tremble that he's going to, like, you know, because it's all subjective. Like what's a good trade? Like you didn't want to get greedy, but like if you're going to take a 1/10 ounce of gold out, how many silver coins do you put back? Or do you put like a slab penny? What if you put a slab penny in and you tell everyone it's worth a lot? Like you don't want to second guess people's intentions, but like you kind of had to trust people. So I was either the second to last or the last guy to hold it. And so I drove it to Yankee. I'm like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to just drive it to Yankee. So I hand delivered the cigar box.
How did they get determined where it fell, where it stopped? So Yankee says it was 25.
Oh, Yankee picked the 10 people.
Okay.
So it's not like he trusted me to pick the next.
No,
guy.
but like he says it stopped with Stacking Kid. So who ended up with it?
Oh, well, he won it. Then he gave the whole box away to someone in the live stream.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So this kid
that's awesome.
named Stacking Kid like made out like a bandit. He got this box. So I think I actually put a 1/10 ounce gold in, but I took like say 6 or 7 silver coins out, you know. So it was a really good trade, and it kind of golded up the place a little bit because it was the gold didn't go very far. Like if someone saw gold in the thing, they were definitely trading it. So the Silver Dragons, I think, traded silver for gold. He grabbed some gold out of there. And there was a gentleman, vertical stacker. He really loaded the thing up with gold. And, you know, the next stop, maybe one of them went away. And the next stop, the other one went away. So, like, he really loaded up with gold. He made a nice contribution. But I think, you know, it doesn't go very far. It's very enticing. It's all, I don't know, Scout's honor kind of thing. Like, you know.
Well, I think it's a cool idea. And maybe you could play something like that with the gold to silver ratio, you know.
Well, sure.
You'd have to probably do it with more fractional, you know, constitutional silver, but that could be pretty funny to do it. But I think that's awesome.
I think Yankee's trying to post a link. I'm not sure if he's successful putting a link if he's not a wrench.
I don't think it went in there, but here, let's
I'm not sure what he's doing. Yeah, he called it his boomerang box.
Here,
so there might be a video or a live stream.
I'll add you a wrench real quick. I got to just jump on it on my phone real fast.
So it was great fun. So I met Yankee and we talked to Tim and we delivered the box and I saw a little bit of Tim's store and then we went and got a burger and it was great fun. So it was great meeting Yankee in person. So I've met a few people in person. I've met Yankee Stacking, which was a great honor. International Stacker, I met him in Boston. We had a Guinness and a beer, a Guinness and a burger, and then a beer. So I met him in Boston. I met this other great guy, Southside Stacking in New York City. We went to Shake Shack.
Nice.
So who else have I met in person? I hope I'm not leaving someone else out, but those three for sure. Maybe I think there's another one, so I apologize. I'm leaving someone. No, I have not met Stacking Surfer yet.
Soon.
I've had opportunities, but
so this
calendars have not meshed.
Yeah, this next trip I'm going to take a couple days off because I've been to Boston about a dozen times now, and I've only spent about an hour like on my own time. It's always been doing work stuff.
So Yankee has a Google map in the chat. If you posted that, I think it's probably the route it took. If you can kind of post a browser, if you click on that, you might see the map of where it went. It went all over. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, that's not going to work. But
can you click on that? Can you copy and paste that?
I've got a workaround, but I'm going to need to jump onto my channel on the computer.
Yeah, no worries. I'll keep talking. So yeah, so it was pretty wild. So I'll have to think who else I met. So I have not met Sal, but we talk on the phone. So Sal and I do collaborations, but we don't really talk on the phone. All I do is I give Sal and I think of a title, and I say, you do the gold side of the story, and I'll do the silver side of the story. Or you do the silver side of the story, and I do the gold side. So all Sal and I need to do a collaboration is literally just pick a title. Like recently, we picked the title, and I said, why silver at 38 is better than gold at 3,400. And then Sal would do the opposite. So here's the map. Yeah, I went out to Hawaii.
Oh,
that was pretty wild. Okay. 1 or 2 stops in Canada.
It pretty much encompassed the entire U.S. except it avoided, I guess, the Northern California area. But
so one of those is Silver Dragons, probably in Oregon. You would know him. One of them is Silver Bean Counter in Texas. And then the other people, I'm not so sure.
Oh, here we go. You got it over here. So
there's a bunch of people.
These are all the people.
Stephen was Canada. Tomoko's Enterprise, also Canada. Vertical Stacker, he's a big gold guy. He's still around. You might see him on Instagram. Silver Turtle is a great guy. He's retired to Costa Rica with his stack.
Nice.
The Stacking Nerd, she was one of Sal's compatriots. Talking Bullion, he's a great guy. He's in Michigan. Fiat Destroyer.
Yeah, you were the last one, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, I hand delivered it to Yankee, and then he did a live stream and he gave it away to some 15-year-old kid. He got like 50 or 70 ounces of silver. So yeah, it was a nice gift. It was fun.
I think it's awesome. Well, it's always interesting to see what people value. What do they go for?
Oh yeah.
Some people chase, privy marks. Some people chase toner coins. Some people go for, rounds, and other people go for, graded coins and everything else.
I mean, Tomoko's Enterprise, I think, is a pourer. So he seeded the thing with a lot of poured silver, and it didn't make it to me. He had these little tiny, like tiger pours. Like I don't know if they were ½ ounce or how big they were, but they're these little tiny buttons of silver, and people just grabbed. And they didn't want to grab one. It was like M&Ms. They grabbed 5 of them. Like they were all addicted to them. So it was fun. I mean, it was risky, but it was fun. And people, when they got it, they would open it up and show people like what's in here, and then they say, okay, I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to put this in. And then people would say, yeah, nice swap. And it did grow. So it wasn't like take 5 and put 3 back. It was usually like take 3 and put 5 back, so it kind of grew that way. And some people were more generous. And
I think it's fun.
So I think Yankee was thinking of doing another one, but I'm not sure if it ever happened.
Yeah, Yankee, we should do another one. I think it'd be fun. I'm going to pull back up the U.S. Mint one real quick here because I want to ask you a couple questions about Silver Eagles.
Okay.
While we're kind of talking about a couple of these different coins and options out there. And let's see. Okay, here we go. So you know, what I think's interesting is people perceive different values with different things. So Frostbite just did a video on the one on the left here, the 2025 laser engraved American Silver Eagle. And a clarification I saw on there is it's the die is laser engraved. The privy mark is not made from a laser. But the first coin that they did that with was the flowing hair, is they created the die out of from a laser.
Oh, really?
I don't know how
whole die.
I don't know how that whole process works, but that's what I was reading in the comments. But you know, a lot of people are trying to figure out, do I buy is it worth buying a proof for $105? That one I think has a mintage of 100,000, similar to this 250 anniversary of the Army. Yeah, that one's got 100,000 there. So, you know, they do these coins that have 100,000. And then if you look at the regular proof coin, you know, is it worth paying another $10 to get the special proof coin? If you're going for that, probably, especially because this one has no limit to it. So there's no rarity to it, really. And then you have just the uncirculated one going for 91. And that's got a production run right now of 90,000. But it is not limited. So, you know, one thing I wanted to kind of point out for people just so that they're thinking through this is, one, if you're buying Silver Eagles, the Mint is not the place to go buy them. They're super expensive here at the Mint versus buying them somewhere else. What do you got there?
This is a tube.
All right, let's look at it.
Well, it's a tube. It's official tube. And there's literally like one coin in there. If I can get this to look, there's one coin. So the most motivating item is a tube with room to grow. Like that one needs help for sure. But this one's full. You can see it all the way up to the top. There's really no room for that one. So, you know, at some point I kind of determined I'd rather just buy these. I'd rather just buy.
So what would that run you to just buy?
These days, could be $42 or $44. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd say not less than 42 and upwards of 44. So the deal was back in the day, back in the 2018, 2019, I was buying a lot of constitutional silver, and I bought some silver maples just to, quote, save $1 or save 50 cents. But I kind of wish I bought a lot of Eagles back in 2019 instead of getting like, you know, maples or something like that. And so I stayed away. I wasn't staying away from Eagles, but like I stayed away from Eagles during the heyday of 2021 and 2022. Like I think they changed the design in 2021, maybe. So I got some, but not a lot. Then it got crazy because whenever the design change was, not only was there a design change, so people wanted the original one, and then they wanted to be the first one on the block with the new one. And then they threw a silver squeeze in there. So, and so then the fact that the Mint was stopping production on purpose, and you have a silver squeeze at the same time, people would just make headlines like, oh my God, the Mint is out of Eagles. Well, they're doing a design change. So it was a design change. Worst time in the year to do a design change, or worst time in the year to have a silver squeeze is when there's a design change, because it just makes a lot of messy headlines, which are easily manipulated. Bad timing. So the chart. So then people just wanted to get the new thing. They wanted to get the last of the old thing. Then you throw a squeeze on top. And so I didn't buy. I don't even think I bought I didn't buy a tube of the old design. I literally bought like 2 of the old and 2 of the new. But so then I was 21 and 22. I stayed away from them. But I think the hangover stayed for so long that people didn't realize that the $12, $15, $18 premiums had disappeared. So even 23, I could be off by a year, but 23, I still bought an empty tube and won in January, and people called me a fool. But by March or April, the premiums went down. I think I got 100 ounces of silver Eagles in 2023. And then in 24, I probably got another 80 or 100. So I got a couple hundred, when people were still saying no, but they were basing it off 24-month hangover. And so you have to adapt a little and not just say no forever. You got to look every few months, or at least once a year. You know what I mean? Like if you set a New Year's resolution or a goal in December and said, well, premiums still stink in December 22, I'm not touching Eagles. Well, you got to look in like April 2023 and maybe pivot, you know? So like in 23 and 24, I'm like, you know what? As long as it's under $30, I'm not even going to debate it. Coin, spot plus premium. I could quibble over whether it was 27 or 28, but as long as it's under 30, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, me too.
But then 2025 hit, and now it's getting more expensive. Then you were dealing with $35 Eagles, and now we're dealing with $42 and $44 Eagles. So like $30 Eagles was nice. I tell you, that was nice time.
So
but
my last Eagles I've purchased this year were from Miles Franklin, and it was in I want to say April, and I got them at $35.50 each.
Sure. And I mean, $19 and $20 Eagles back in 2018. So when Yankee and Dragons were having like this race to 500 monster box, fill the monster box up one coin at a time, buying them at 18 and 1950, or Yankee getting the painted coins from Tim. He got every painted coin Tim could put his hands on, and then he dipped them in a bath of, paint killer. And, he'd get a tube of like the cheapest ones you could ever get, because like he melted the paint off them. But yeah, it was a great way to get them, and the tube's a tube at that point. So
it is, and it's
those guys go.
I think it's like, there's these psychological numbers we hit.
Yeah.
Right. So, I had a hard time paying more than $30 for a silver.
Sure.
And it took me a long time to kind of kick in. And once I realized, okay, we're probably not seeing $30 Eagles again, and I want to buy some more, I'm going to have to go a little bit higher. It's the same thing with constitutional silver. The last big tranche of constitutional silver I did was at $16 face. Before that, I had done some at 18, and since then I've done a little bit at 21.50. But I haven't done it higher than that. Now, if I come into a bunch of money and all of a sudden I want to buy more silver, I've got to check myself with reality again and just say, okay, what do we really think we're going to hit? But to your point at the beginning, I think dollar cost averaging is always smart to do.
Sure.
But there's these times when you back up the truck, and backing up the truck is when an anomaly hits, when you see this big trend going up and all of a sudden the price really drops down. So in my opinion, I think there's two ways we see the price of silver go, or maybe three ways we see the price of silver go down. One is that gold goes and back tests its a support level, which is going to be the 200-day moving average around like $3,000 or so.
Right.
If it goes and tests that, I think we're going to draw silver back down a little bit. The second one would be we have an everything crash. Everything market gets wiped out, stock market gets wiped out, everything kind of goes down. You could potentially see silver get back down to 30. And then really the third one would be some kind of a cyber attack or something to do with the BRICS nation. So kind of another financial event that could happen out there. Outside of that, I don't see weaknesses in the metal. I see more strength in them.
Right.
And so to your point, and I think Yankees in here kind of mentioning it too. I wanted to bring this up on the stage real quick.
Yeah.
When I buy something like this, to me, it's usually really considered more of an investment. So if I can take a coin that I buy for $105, take it down to tangible investments, get them to grade it for me in 24 to 48 hours. And if it's a 70, I hurry and throw it up onto my eBay store, and I don't have to get the top dollar for it. Right. I can put it in there for $350 and just move the thing very quickly.
Sure.
And so, that's one thing I usually do, but you also have to look at what else is on there. Here's two of them that are going for a lot less than $350, right? So you always have to kind of do a little bit of research, guys. And then you've got to look and see what's actually sold to see what they're really selling for on here graded. So, it looks like I can get a quick $100 if I don't even grade it.
Yeah.
And if you go to grade it, there's a lot of them that are not graded selling. Wow. Here's one for
flip it quick.
395.
He's saying flip it quick.
Yes, exactly. So let's do this. We're going to do a, I can't do a poll since I'm doing it through this. Put a 1 in the chat if you think I should flip my privy coin. Put a 2 in if you think I should keep it.
Okay.
My grandfather was in the Navy, so I don't have any ties to the U.S. Army per se.
Oh yeah.
I do like grabbing these coins. I did flip my privy for the flowing hair, and I'm kind of debating what I'm going to do with the gold and silver ones that I've got graded for the flowing hair. If I can get a decent price for those, I might flip those as well. And so for me, you know, I have my stack that I don't touch that I'm going to pass to my kids.
Right.
You know, that's kind of my deep stack. And then I've got a stack that I buy of stuff like this.
Yeah.
We're going to go to this screen. So this is a 3-ounce Millennium Falcon.
Okay.
Star Wars. And I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, don't buy these things. They're really stupid. The last one I had, I made $200 on selling it and flipping it.
Okay. That's good.
So these are things I hold for kind of a short period of time, and then I can make a few bucks on them. I had 2 gold Queen's Beast completer coins, and I was able to sell those 2 coins for $1,000 over the current spot price when I sold them, and it allowed me to take 2 coins and turn it into 3 gold eagles.
Wow.
Or sorry, gold buffaloes. And when I had bought those completer coins, they were $100 less than buying a gold eagle at the time. So there are ways to kind of get your coins to grow, but that's an investment. That's not a stack. And
no, for sure.
You can lose money. It can go the other way. Right?
Well, yeah. So let's give an example.
Exactly.
Reverse proof, Peace Dollar and Morgan Dollar.
Oh yeah.
I bought like 3 of them the first year they came out, and I think they're all worth less.
Yeah.
So I'd like to keep, so the idea that you can buy 3 and make a profit and then keep 1 for free, like that doesn't always make it. And so I'm actually still holding 3, but guess what? I didn't buy the next year because there's nothing special about it. It just has another year. Like I'm out. I'm out of all the Peace and Morgan Dollar deals. I kind of blew it. I didn't get the CC and the O. I got most of them the first year, and then I got the reverse proof and most of them the next year. And then the third year, I'm like, I started, and then I'm like, I'm out. And I'm out now. I'm out. I'm out hard. There's no going back. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So it doesn't always work out.
No, it doesn't. And I did the same thing, and I also did it with the I call it the bucking bronco Liberty.
Gold or silver?
No, silver. The gold one has gone for, you know, people want like $15,000 for them. I don't know that anybody buys them for that, but I have seen people buy them for $6,000-7,000.
Right.
But the silver one, you know, I think I paid $85 for them, and I couldn't move them for anything more than $70 at a coin show.
Yeah.
Or on eBay.
The gold is the one, unfortunately.
The gold is the one. But the piece in Morgan dollars, the premium wasn't there. And so instead of buying it at the US Mint, you can easily go buy them at a show or at eBay.
But if you just want to own it. Just want to own it.
Yeah. If you just want to own it, you can save a lot of money going that route.
No,
so
for sure.
Here's
I have a couple of unboxing sales.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's unbox it. Right. Okay.
So this one is not really an investment. This was really more of a supporting a friend. Someone I really respect on Instagram and YouTube is Bunker Bullion. He's literally been at this game like Sal. He's a great guy. He is a huge stacker, got lots of ounces, and he's a pourer. And he's made lots of videos about pouring. I swear, Silver Dragons loves him. So Silver Dragons and T the Silver Stacker, like a lot of the pourers learn from him. And heck, Bunker Bullion actually sells some of his poured silver at APMEX of all places. So he had I'll just leave it at this, but he had a health scare a couple of months ago. And so he made a beautiful design. And he got the Integral Mint to make 1,000 of these 1-ounce rounds. And he's been selling them and he hit like definitely the 50% mark and maybe the 60%. He's somewhere between 60 and 80% sold out. And so he had a health scare, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy 5 from you. I want to help shrink your inventory so you're not dealing with this and just focus on your health. And I think his health is better. He's getting back to pouring. And so I think he's doing much better. And he's on Instagram, and he's a great guy, and he's a jazz musician. And so he's played saxophone with Doc Severinsen from The Tonight Show. And so he's a very talented person. And so let me see what I got here. This is a beautiful coin. Well, it's a round, but I just love it. And the fact that he designed this himself and hired an artist to make it, and then hired Intaglio to strike it, I just thought was awesome. So if you can see this.
Oh, yes. Yep.
So I'll show this side first. So this is bunker bullion.
Yep.
Bunker bullion, 1 ounce, 3/9 fine silver, made at the Intaglio mint. Doesn't have Intaglio on it, but it has "In God We Trust" repeated. And the bee with the horse is his logo. So it's minted at the Intaglio mint. And this is a public piece of art in New York City on the Treasury building where the George Washington statue is, down in Wall Street. And this is like 100-year-old brass high relief piece of art on the side of the building. And so I guess it's public domain. He basically had an artist turn it into a coin. And it's a very accurate rendition of it. And it's a beautiful piece. So it's Washington praying at Valley Forge with his horse. So beautiful piece. So I wanted to support him. And I'm not really been. I mean, I support people by watching videos. So like, I don't support people by buying poured silver. That's just not my thing. But I went for him. I wanted to support him and just say, I want to clear out your inventory. I have no plans for these. I could give these away once a Christmas for the next 5 years, and I'd be happy. So they're not sold out yet, but he's making progress, and he's back on Instagram, making kind of videos and stuff, and pouring silver.
Yeah, I'm glad he's feeling better.
Yeah,
you know, it's always interesting to see all the different things that go on with the different channels, and you know, the artistry of the community. I've yet to pour anything, and I'm afraid I would burn my hand off or something if I tried.
I'm not pouring inside my house. There's no way. There's no way. If I had a shed or a garage, exactly. No way I'm pouring in my basement. No way. I don't care how many fire extinguishers I have nearby. Not gonna happen. So I was offered like a furnace, the same furnace I think T the Silver Stacker has. Like, I don't get a lot of offers, but someone offered to like, oh yeah, we'll send you a furnace, and I'm like, I just ignored it. It's like, you know, I didn't do it. Sal, I think, got it and poured once and maybe put it on the shelf, but T kind of took off with it. So, yeah. So sometimes we're lucky and people offer us stuff like this one. I can't show this to you today.
But yeah, we got something cool in there.
I got this from Singapore. So it's 2 ounces of magic something. So maybe this weekend I'm going to do an unboxing.
Do it. Definitely do.
So this is a pretty expensive package. And so I'm kind of excited to see what's inside. So that was a gift to do a review of something special. So
I think it's awesome.
So I do not want to burn my house down, Space Miner. No.
I got a last question for you, Silver Heist.
Yes, sir.
So when we look at everything in general, you know, I think most stackers kind of have the same idea that they try to go pretty heavily for weight. You know, you don't get a lot of these things. No. These have a lot of premium, and you know, if you ever get to the point where you have to barter, you're gonna wish you had dimes. But you can make some money off some of those things here and there. But if you're not wanting to turn it into a business and you're not going to really start to ramp it up, it's not worth it, right? It's not worth just buying a privy coin getting it graded, and then trying to set up an eBay store to sell it. You're going to pay 13% in fees. It's going to be a headache, and you'll never want to use a computer again. You know, could you take it maybe to a coin show and sell it to someone? Maybe, but they need to make money off of it. So they're going to give you a fraction of what you want for it anyway. So unless you're starting a store up, I would discourage people from going at that. So, but here's my question.
Yes.
What do you think the best silver eagle is to buy? And I'd love to get the comments in the chat too, to get the most bang for your buck. So here's the choices you have. You have just the regular silver eagle that's raw.
Yes.
You can get a graded one. Okay. And let's just say everything you grade goes to 70. So you can get a graded one. You can get a proof that's raw. You can get a graded proof. You can then go get a privy. So you could get the laser privy. You could get the 250 Army. I'm sure we're going to do a lot of 250s for a lot of other stuff. You could, so a star privy, right? So the privies, you could get those graded as well. And then I think that's where we'll kind of contain it. So if you're looking at all of that, what do you think is the best one for stacking?
The one that goes in the tube, like just
the tube one.
Plain one. It comes, you could buy a tube, or you could just buy one and fill your tube. So like, the tube way to me is the best. And that when dealers have lots of deals, and deals are just to sort of bring you in,
yes,
and they offer you something. And so like I see one dealer on Instagram, silver eagles at spot, but you're going to end up buying something else while you're doing that. I saw another dealer in my email, eagle privy at spot.
Oh yes,
eagle privy at spot. And I wasn't even, so I haven't been in the eagle privy game this year, like star privies and this, that, and the other thing. So it's a bullion coin with a privy. They're selling it for spot. Now, maybe they don't care because they just want to get some excitement, but like, so the idea that privies are going to be like an awesome thing. Well, someone's selling it for spot right now but maybe they're just doing it to bring you in the door.
Yeah. I look at it like, if you can buy an eagle for around 40 to 44 bucks, okay, or you have to go, you're trying to get a privy off the US Mint site for $105. You're going to be getting more than 2 eagles if you get just regular, non-graded eagles. Someone here mentioned coal. I'd be careful with coal, right? If the coal's fine if you're getting them below spot price, in my opinion. If you're getting them right at spot price, I guess they're okay. But if you're getting that at spot, or you can buy a nice silver round for $1.50 over, personally, I'd go with a round. Mm-hmm. Coal still, it is metal weight, but it is kind of a gnarly coin. A lot of people it's going to be harder to trade or barter with.
Yeah.
At the same time, your privy coin's not going to get you any more rice if you need to trade it in for rice at some point in your life. So, I wouldn't go crazy with that, but I do think, I think it's fun that we have these varieties that are out there, but I think the key is moderation with anything that goes above, with increased premiums.
Yeah. So the other cool thing for a tube to keep your head in the game on eagles, I got a Dansko album. And so it's a type 2 Dansko album. So I have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So, there's only a handful in there now, but like I have to plug into it for the next 20 years to fill that album, So that kind of keeps your head in the game. But I haven't taken that Dansko album. I'm like, oh, I should put a star privy in there, or I should put an eagle privy in my Dansko album. So I'm just keeping my Dansko album just normal. So I'm not going the extra mile. So I would say tubes, and then just Dansko albums with just BU coins.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm not a cull guy. I mean, yeah, I have like a Libertad or 3 or 7. So there's some coins that I have, but I don't have a Dansko album for Libertads. But so I have a little bit of a few things. So I kind of like nicer things, but not. I'll give you this other thing. I'm not sure I'm supposed to admit this, but I went to a US Mint focus group,
Uh-oh.
I went to a focus group. I didn't tell them I was on YouTube. So I went to a focus group and I was in a room. I was like, see this? I was like one of the youngest guys there. So, so there's all these guys there. And I tell you, they were US Mint buyers. So it's not US stackers, like US Mint guys. And I bought from the US Mint. So that's why I was invited. And it's like the first 10 guys who said yes, they're in the room. So most of them, they're like, oh yeah, I stack over. I buy a proof eagle once a year, So there are people, and they might not even call themselves a collector. So like, you're at the game for 20 years and you get one proof eagle and one W burnished eagle. Like those add up. And, are they a collector or are they stacker? Well, they're into ounces too. I might think of them more of a collector, but they think they're stacking. So people define things the way they want to define things. I think I'm more of a stacker, but I'm a little bit of a collector. And so, but I try and keep it 10% of my dollars. It would be a perfect world. And I don't really know where I stand, but like, if I just sort of clamp down on stuff, then maybe I can bring that number a little bit more reasonable if I found myself. The one thing I think I screwed up in is I wasn't a collector. I was an inventory guy. That was the mistake. Just buying like 10 inventory collectible coins. Not for like, I wasn't building a collection. I was just buying like a hot thing that I thought was cool. And I had no outlet for selling it. So don't be an inventory person.
No, and I bought a fair amount of stuff thinking that it would go up in value over time and I could sell it on a store or do an auction or something like that.
Well, you have a store. See, that's the difference.
I shut it. It's still kind of there, but I kind of shut it down for a while because I'm not selling a lot on there at the moment.
Yeah.
But I have I'm doing kind of an inventory control of everything I have.
Yeah, that's big.
And anything that I have that is has a significant premium above spot right now, I'm looking to move most of that. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to deal with the hassle of it going on eBay, or do I take it to an LCS and just dump some really cool stuff. It probably won't be this stuff, but it might be, it might be some, coins that.
Like Spider-Man? Like something.
No, like a lot of that I've sold, but it might be some things along those lines, right? Where it's maybe going to sell for $50 today.
Right.
And so, what I'm looking to see is, can I go in and trade it for a little bit more? Can I put it into Eagles or get it something else that's maybe a little bit more for it?
Yeah.
I can run it through my business. I can basically do some fancy accounting. We'll put it that way.
Right.
So I'm looking to kind of do some of those things that could potentially help. But the main thing is more of the stuff that might run at like $100 for an ounce or, $60 or $70 for an ounce. Can I turn it into close to 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces? If I can do that, great. If not, I might as well just hold on to it and let it ride.
Right.
This is the first one this last thing I wanted to show. This is the first silver that I got that kind of got me into stacking back in 2018.
Nice.
And these are from my grandfather, who passed in 91 or 92. I forget exactly. It was kind of the end of the year. But my grandma passed a couple years ago. And so there were a whole bunch of these that was left. And my dad just started handing these out for birthdays to the kids.
Nice.
And he had no idea what the price of silver was at the time.
25 ounces. That's a 25-ounce bar.
25-ounce bar. So he's just handing these out to like the kids.
To how old? Like 8-year-olds?
No, I'm the oldest, but no.
To the 35-year-olds?
Yeah, to us, right? So
yeah, there you go.
I'm definitely older than 35, though. I just turned 49, unfortunately. So I'm a bicentennial kid, right? So I'll be celebrating my 50th birthday next year with the country's 250th. Anyway.
Okay, that's cool. Do you have the bicentennial 3-coin set?
No, I don't.
Oh, you should. They come in silver. They're 40%.
Yeah, we should get those.
But it's the $50, the $1, and the $quarter.
Yeah, I need to do that.
You should get that.
So it's really cool to, kind of get into the hobby of doing it, and then you learn, right? And so as you learn, you learn how to be more efficient. You figure things out. I do think for the most part, weight is going to be potentially the most important thing in your stack is to get as many ounces as possible. However, you're going to have some pieces that will be timeless that are always going to demand a higher price. No matter what the price of silver is, as long as there's people that can afford to buy the collection. So, you know, you get into a Great Depression scenario, it's just wait. But we get into a scenario where there's prosperity in the country again. People start to buy stupid things for premiums like comic books and other stuff.
Oh, goodness.
We've all done that.
Yes. Crazy.
But anyway, Silver Heist, I want to thank you for jumping on today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
I'm going to reach out to you too, because I'll be out in Boston in a couple weeks, and then I'll be back there a couple more times this year. So
try and make a plan. So
let's see if we can.
Yeah, especially if there's a Saturday or a Sunday, like if you come in on a Sunday afternoon or
right now I'm leaving late for a late Saturday evening,
heading back to West Coast. Yeah, so if there's a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon or you know, if there's a Saturday morning at Yankee, you know, that's a deal. Or whether I just meet you at Logan Airport and meet you you know, for lunch or something, just in the big city or something. So
yeah, we could totally do it. So we'll find something fun to do, and we'll either record a little video or just have a video running for a minute or something. That'd be kind of fun for everybody.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so so stay tuned for what's in that.
Yeah, we want to see that.
It's from Singapore, so I hope that's going to come out this weekend. I live very hand to mouth on my videos. I literally like start making a video at like 8 o'clock on Saturday, and I start thinking about it, and then I'm lucky if I get it published like Saturday afternoon. So like I don't have like 3 videos like in the queue, so I'm very hand to mouth. So I put out a video a week, and I don't even have anything like in the can yet, but I got to get something out. So
it's all good. And then for all of you guys that are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe bell icon and also the thumbs up. And then mods, if you could throw Silver Heist's channel link in one more time, go follow Silver Heist as well, guys, and look for the next 2 days. I know what's in the bag because he kind of gave me a hint here. Yeah. It's really cool. Okay. It's something that I'm not even sure if another company's ever made anything quite like it.
Right.
And anyway, you'll want to see the unboxing for it. It's really awesome.
I know. And I haven't really decided if like down the road it will be a giveaway item or not, or whether I'm going to fall in love with it so much I'm keeping it. So
yeah, that kind of happens with some of these things.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, for sure.
So
all right, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for inviting me. Take care. Have a great weekend.